Who remembers that line in the 1995 film Usual Suspects? It was right at the end. The greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. And like that, he's gone. It's a powerful line. And when we look at the world around us today, it really starts to make you think. Because one of the first questions that people ask as they begin to wake up is this: who's behind it all? We look at scandal after scandal, Epstein, P. Diddy, Jimmy Savile, stories of exploitation and corruption that seem to stretch to the highest levels of society. We've never got any money for anything, but we've always got money for bombs and wars. We've got children across the globe being exploited by groups and individuals, and the politicians covering it up with this general sense of apathy. There's nothing we can do about it. We've got industrial scale pornography being pumped into our children's brains, and it's all really horrific stuff. And then we've got this strange symbolism across pop music, films, and even children's cartoons. And then that strange situation where you have our pop stars and celebrities at the opening ceremonies, major global events, literally worshipping the devil. Now, we're naturally trying to work out and identify who we can attribute all this to. And we'll say it's the bankers, the globalists, the Fabians and the communists, the Jews, the Zionists. But what about if all of those explanations are missing the key piece of the puzzle? What if the very thing that we're searching for is hidden in plain sight and modern society has been trained to dismiss? That's faith. For thousands of years, our ancestors believed that the world was not just a physical battleground, but a spiritual one too. They believed in good and evil. They believed that both lightness and darkness could influence human affairs. And they built our nations, our laws and our moral frameworks with that understanding in mind. But in the modern West, we've been told that these beliefs are primitive, that faith is outdated, that good and evil are just social constructs. And we've accepted that idea with a very astonishing level of confidence. But think about that for a moment. How arrogant would it be to assume that every generation before us, the very people who built the civilizations that we inherited, were completely wrong about the spiritual dimension of life? Is it arrogance, or is it something else? Is it possible that convincing the world that evil doesn't exist is the greatest trick that evil has ever played? Because once people stop believing in the possibility of evil beyond the material world, they stop recognising it when it begins to manifest through human systems. And that's when the real game begins. Now, whether you believe in this battle in spiritual terms or not, we can still bring this conversation back to the human realm, because there are agents of this evil, of the devil, here on earth doing the things that are causing all these problems. Because power operates through people, institutions, influence, through networks that shape the direction of governments, culture and society. And if we want to understand the world we live in, the first step is very simple. We have to be willing to ask the question that most people are too afraid to ask. What if the battle for our civilization is not just political or ideological, but spiritual? What if the devil still exists and his greatest trick is that he's convinced us that he doesn't?